butterflies. How are you today? We are back for more Cupid Parasite. If you haven't been following me on YouTube, you should definitely go follow me on YouTube because I'm posting the videos and mainly recording them off of stream. But I'm really enjoying what we're doing, so this is gonna be part 4 of Ryuki's Route. My goal is to play Ryuki, do Gil, do Shelby, I think that's his name, he's the boss, do Rule, and then do Alan, and then do the hidden route. So, we probably will be using some guides for those guys when we get there, but I'm still super excited. We'll see what I can do without the guides, see if I can use my Otome visual novel knowledge to not have to use guides, but some of them, I know Alan will require a guide, at least to get the right answers for him on the quiz. Gil was a little bit easier. I naturally got Gil when I did this game, so there's that. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get into this. Oh, look at that. Ryuki's drawing yet another dress. Why is he still designing for women? His mother was always an odd one, so maybe he doesn't realize he's a Kaizen. Have you heard him talk about the colors he sees when he looks at people? What a creepy kid. This is so mean! Why hasn't Nori disowned her daughter yet? She's not even a designer. She just goes around doing whatever she wants. Not okay! Yeah, I heard they had a huge falling out when she decided to marry that foreign model. She's a disgrace to the Kaizen name. She didn't bother coming today either, so who knows where she might be. She's just spitting all over the name, frankly. These people are horrible. Just a bad dream, but it was about something that really happened at a family gathering when I was a kid. Why did that come back to me all of a sudden? Probably because your not girlfriend, but soon-to-be girlfriend told you that your clothes are fantastic and that you should draw not only draw women's clothing, but make more women's clothes because they make them happy. Because his clothes make people happy. My grandmother hadn't started mentoring me yet, which might be why my other relatives were so strict with me. My mother chose to become a violinist instead of pursuing a career in design. Hey, well, thank you for subscribing for 30 months on a 30-minute streak. How are you? But despite that, my grandmother trusts her sense of style more than anyone else. The family members that my grandmother didn't choose, the ones jealous of my mother's talent, they're the ones that turned on us. I didn't realize it at the time, but my mother's marriage to my father was a big reason people had so much to say about me. My father was a fashion model from Lost York, but the Kaizen family is old and highly respected, so everyone expected her to marry into a prominent Japanese family. So when my mother chose my father, the rest of the family decided to basically disown her. But my father kept bringing my sister and I to family gatherings. I guess he was trying to mediate between my mother and grandmother. For New Year's and open celebration, it was my father who made an effort to get in touch with my grandmother. Eventually, I moved in to my grandmother's estate so that I could study day and night and become a proper designer. That was so long ago. I'd nearly forgotten about all of that. Seeing that dress design yesterday for the first time in years is probably what caused me to dream about it. I sighed, sat up, and then froze because DA536E was asleep right next to me. He still doesn't say her name. What the? I wondered what she was doing here, but when I saw the pile of extinguished candles, it all came back to me. Oh, that's right. Yesterday the wedding dress design, where my entire family rejected it, she accepted it completely. She said how cute she thought it was, and that she'd even like to wear it herself. Just then, she slowly opened her eyes. Wait, he can at least see her now, so that's a good sign! She rubbed her eyes sleepily, then looked up at me and smiled. Good morning, Ryuki. It was nice to get his perspective for once. Once I was awake, I noticed that the rain had stopped. Soft morning light streamed in through the window. Oh, good. The sun is out today. When I looked over, I saw Ryuki frozen in place. He looked at me like he was wondering what I was doing here. I don't know yet. I'm really liking Ryuki, but I actually haven't played this game all the way through, so this is like my first route. So I really like Ryuki so far. He's like super adorable. I am biased towards Alan because he's like the bad boy, and I guess I just have a trope. But I mean, like, also, like, I have multiple tropes, because, you know, like, different games, I love different characters for different reasons. So, we'll have to see at the end of it, but I'm assuming I'm really gonna fall in love with Ryuki, because I really like him so far. Gil, I'm not a huge fan of. He's a lovelorn parasite, and although he's sweet, he can be a bit much for me and slightly annoying. Shelby, who is the prestige parasite, I'm not, like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about him yet, and, so we'll see, cause, like, I don't know, like, his personality, because he's all about, like, his business and, like, success, and being, like, SS rank, so being, like, the very best, so I don't know how I'm gonna respond to his character. I really like Rule. He's cool, he's a nerd, which is why I love him, as a fellow otaku and someone who has a passion for things. I love that he's so open about what he loves, and that he's so passionate and knowledgeable, and he wants to share that with people. It's a little bit much sometimes, because he doesn't always listen when people are like, hey, you might want to tone it down a little bit. But he's super adorable. I'm really interested in his story. Alan, I'm interested in, for a multitude of reasons. I want to know what he is, because I know he's not human. I also know you have to at least I think you have to play the other 4 to unlock his route, and then play his route to unlock the hidden route, which I'm really interested in the hidden route, because I know nothing about it. But, so, right now, Ryuki's probably my favorite, and then I'm assuming Alan will be my favorite next, and then probably, Rule as my top 3. I have 2 husbandos that are my favorite of all times. I'll eventually play those games. I think next I'll play through Code or, Hakoki, or maybe I shouldn't get a new game until I finish the other ones. I might play Collar Malice next, because I haven't played that one, and there's some characters I really am interested in that one. But, my, like, top husbandos from, so far, from, virtual novels are, Saint Germain from Code Realized and Haruda from Hakoki. I like coffee. A lot. When I looked over, I saw Ryuki frozen in place. He looked at me like he was wondering what I was doing here. Good morning, Ryuki. He seemed curious. He slipped out from under the blanket and took a quick step away from me. I'm sorry you had to sleep here last night. Don't worry about it. It was fun. But a good night's sleep is the foundation of lasting beauty. He has a dog, too, named Kagura, and I love Kagura so much. Wow, Kagura suddenly appeared between me and Ryuki. She was straddling her back. Chi! Chi, I wondered where you'd gotten off to. Looks like Chi and Kagura made up. Still looking tired, Chi climbed onto my shoulder. His entire body was dripping wet. Oh no! Chi! Was he out flying around in the rain? Oh, I wonder if the power is back on. I checked my phone and saw that the blackout was fixed sometime before midnight. It looked like the subway was working again. What did you think of that rain last night, Kagura? She blaming Chi? Kagura was looking directly at Chi. It seemed like she was trying to say something. What's wrong, Kagura? I wonder who they got to voice act Chi and the dog. Maybe she's hungry. Oh, that's right. Did she eat all of her food? I bet you he did. Ryuki gave Kagura a quick pet, then stood up and stretched. 7 o'clock already. Do you have to head to work? Oh, not yet. I'm working the late shift, so I don't need to go until this afternoon. I see. Then I'll make us some breakfast. You can use this if you want. Ryuki handed me a bottle of lotion and moisturizer from the shelf next to him. Oh, thank you. With the power going out last night, that means his humidifiers weren't working either. This boy is obsessed. Looking oddly embarrassed, Ryuki walked into the kitchen. I mean, bro, you look fine. I so want to get back into Japanese, and here's why. The otaku and me of virtual novel lovers wants to get virtual novels that are only released in Japanese because they haven't been released in English, and I've been waiting a very, very, very long time for some of them. So that way I can stream them and read them from Japanese to English. Yeah. Don't judge me. Looking oddly embarrassed if you walk into the kitchen. What was that expression? He thinks his face is dry. Before I would have expected him to look at me with disdain, then spray me with his facial mist without even asking. But this was completely different. His face was soft, even gentle. No, that's iconic. Maybe one day I'll get there. Maybe while I'm an IHOP you. And I have time. I can start studying Japanese. I would also really like to learn sign language again, if I'm being honest. But this was completely different. Oh, yeah, I've already read that. Ryuki was definitely changing, little by little. As I thought about that, I gave Chi a pat. He looked ready to go back to sleep. I have a feeling that Chi is actually one of the gods, and that he's gonna transform and be the hidden root person. I could totally be wrong, but either way. I ate breakfast and prepared to get going. I still had time before I had to go to the office, so I decided to head home and make myself presentable. Oh wait, Ryuki's not gonna give us another makeover? Because that was a lot of fun last time. But seriously, I want his room. Like, I want some of the stuff from this bedroom. Like, this living room. It's super nice. Like, I want, like, the flower panels. Well, I better get going. Thanks for breakfast. Oh, right. After his non-committal response, Ryuki just stared at me. He seemed like he had more that he wanted to say. What's the matter? Nothing. Feel free to come by my place anytime. I'm sure Kagura would be happy to see you again. No, you want me to come over so you can see me, but you can't say that because you're embarrassed, so you're using your dog as an excuse, and I think it's adorable. I think the dog likes me too, though, so that helps. Kagura wagged her tail as she looked back and forth between me and Ryuki. Well then, I'll be sure to stop by again. Thank you, Ryuki. See you soon, Kagura. Yeah, see you later. I think. It's not what I want. It's not like I want you to come over, baka. After giving Kagura one last scratch, I waved to Ryuki and left the house. Oh, what I was gonna say is I think, like, in, the last part of the game, like, the happy ending of this game, we're gonna get married to Ryuki and he makes a wedding dress that we saw on the piece of paper that we haven't seen yet and we'll finally get to see it. Or at least that's my hope, because, like, it sounded like it was a really pretty wedding dress. I was in a great mood. Ryuki had always been so cold towards me, but last it seemed like he didn't hate me anymore. He never hated you. He just didn't think you were presentable enough to be worthy of his, presence? Question mark? You know what I really need an expression of? I need, like, a confused expression, like with a giant question mark that floats next to my head. That's what I need. After she was gone. Ooh, did we get Ryuki some more? I took Kagura out into the garden and stared up at the sky. Hey, Kagura. I've been kind of feeling kind of weird since yesterday. Is Ryuki in love? Is he in love? Yeah! That'd be fun too, like how that is the redeem. I've never been upset when someone left my house before. Usually I don't want them there in the first place. I think he likes us, guys. Most people are just one big annoyance. I've always been more comfortable on my own. Oh, that doesn't include you, Kagura. In fact, you're the only one that really understands me. But for some reason, I felt like I didn't want her to leave. I don't know why that is. And when we had dinner yesterday, I never thought I would enjoy eating with someone else like that. The food even tasted better, but flavor is absolute, right? How could it change? That's so weird. Meals do taste better with other people. Like, there's just something about sharing a meal with someone that makes it more enjoyable. Although, when I was a kid, there was a huge difference between eating alone and eating with my grandmother. Yeah, same principle. When I first moved in with her, we had dinner together. The rest of my family wasn't around. It was just me and my grandmother. She was so strict when it came to table manners. We weren't even allowed to talk while we were eating. I would struggle both with that one. And even though the food had just been prepared, it seemed cold. It made me miss the meals I had with my parents. Still, I was much more interested in what she could teach me than what my meals were like. After all, clothing is where my true passion was. Back then, nothing made me happier than getting to learn about fashion design, and yet, why am I having so much fun lately? I feel like it has nothing to do with the clothes in this case. Yeah, it's definitely not. But still, I can't afford to get distracted now. I need to earn my grandmother's praise. Look, my dude, my Ryuki. Focus on being happy and doing what you love, and don't live up to performing anxiety. Cause like, it's not healthy. Hey Kagura, how do you think grandmother is doing these days? I mean, you have two options, Ryuki. You could call her or visit, and take me with you to Japan. I haven't been able to bring myself to get in touch with her lately. I'm worried she'll refuse to talk to me. Why would she refuse to talk to you? Sometimes when I'm feeling really alone, I think about reaching out to her, but up until now, I've resisted the urge. What if it turns out she's already given up on me? I doubt she's given up on you. What if she already decided I'll never be worthy of taking over for her, and she started training another successor? I feel like she would have told you, but I could be wrong. I'm a Kaizen, and my duty is to become the designer that my grandmother wanted me to be. I think your grandmother wanted you to find out what fashion really meant to you and find your own passion and love for it. More so than trying to just live up to the name. But that's just the idolist in me. Wanting to think and hope for the best for people. I need to produce real results soon. I want to reassure my grandmother to make her smile and praise me again. Again, which means she did in the past. Oh yeah, I guess she did comment about his color. Seeing colors. On the way back from Ryuki's house, I was on the subway and got off on the 2nd Avenue exit. I was about to head home so I could get ready and go to work. Cupid. Oh no. Oh no, we need to run. Oh no. Run. Just run. Don't engage. Standing there right in front of me was my dad. She was startled. He ran and hid behind me. Mars, the god of war, stood out like a sore thumb on the streets of Lost York. Why did you make that sound? Because you're here to take me home, aren't you? Even as I talked, I carefully kept my distance so that I could make a run for it at a moment's notice. Smart lady. No, I mean, I would love for you to come home, but that's not why I'm here. No? I don't trust him, y'all. Oh, well, listen, Cupid, do you know where Venus is? Venus? You mean Mom? What are you talking about? His shoulders slumped with disappointment. He looked like he was about ready to cry. I couldn't bring myself to just walk away, so I took a step towards him and waited for him to tell me what was going on. Wait, is that the lady? Is that Catherine? Is Venus Catherine? Your mother found out I was trying to interfere with you. She got really mad and she ran away. Oh no! He's sounds like he's about. Okay, I shouldn't be laughing. I shouldn't be laughing. I should be sympathetic, but this is kind of funny. Oh, so that's why Dad had come down to the human room, but he needs to put on human clothes. He was trying to work behind the scenes to make him give up and come back to Celestia, but then Mom found out and became absolutely furious with him. I always thought it was impossible for a god to leave without permission. Mom brought up Dad's one weakness, the Trojan War. She reminded him how she had completely outwitted him. She asked him why he couldn't just let me do what I want. She said he should just be honest and support my efforts. But Dad was stubborn as always, so he could work up the nerve to say he was. So before he could work up the nerve to say he was wrong, Mom just up and disappeared from Celestia. So basically, they had an argument over their daughter's education, and in the end, Mom ran away from home, just like me. Little trouble in paradise, y'all. It wasn't until I discovered she was gone, and I found this note that I realized what a huge mistake I made. Oh no, I don't goof. He showed me the note which said, "You have no idea what you're talking about. You should be ashamed of yourself, great Lord Mars." That's so Mom. I can't live without your mother, and she leaves me for good. If you have any clue where she might be, please tell me. You have to tell me. I can't live without her. You don't understand. I'm really sorry, but I honestly haven't seen her since I left. Really? Oh no. Oh no. My beloved goddess of love and beauty, where have you run off to? You're all I have. I've already scoured the 7 hills of Rome, and I've even officially burned through your temple. But you're nowhere to be found. So I thought maybe you decided to pay a visit to your daughter. But you're not here either, are you, Venus? Hey, Dad, come on. Everyone's staring at you. Venus, please come back to me. I was wrong. I admit it. I'll let Cupid do whatever she wants. My darling Cupid, please, you have to help me find her. I actually think I already know who she is. Are you ready to admit that you and the other gods were wrong, that humans can't get by without guidance from us? Yes, I admit it. I'll admit whatever you want as long as you help me find her and convince her to come home. Wow, Dad is really on a roll. He was always so stubborn and always argued with me about everything, but as soon as Mom gets mad at him, this is what happens. I don't actually advise doing this in a relationship. If you're having an issue with your spouse, don't just get mad and storm out for days. That's not healthy. Now, if you need to go cool down, be like, hey, I need to regroup, I need a second. That's cool, that's fine. But like, don't do this. This isn't healthy. Forget it. You'll just go back to your old place as soon as you get Mom back. You can't fool me. No, that's not true. This time for once, I really am sorry. I think the reason I was so stubborn was because you were doing so well. I felt like our old ways were being left behind. Yeah, don't let the sun go down on your anger. Exactly. As a god, I couldn't accept your behavior, but the times are changing. Her way of doing things might not be so bad. I mean, if he's being honest, change can be hard. Like, I'm in this place where God's really showing me that I haven't been dealing with the changes I've been going through, that I've just kind of been, like, pushing through. And that's not healthy either. Change isn't always easy, and it's okay to have a hard time with change. But it's not okay to be a jerk about it. That I had no idea that's how he felt. Listen, if you need to, like, figure out how you're feeling, that's fine. I wouldn't recommend doing it in a jerky way, though. I just missed you so much, and I guess I expressed that by acting even more stubborn. What? You've missed me? Of course I have! You're my daughter! After you ran away, I've been so lonely. How could I not? Oh, that's actually kind of sweet! To us, we have lived for eons. You're not much different from a newborn baby. Of course, every child needs to grow up, but I guess the thought just made me even more overprotective. Oh, it's like a bird leaving its nest. Like, he wasn't ready to let her go fly. Dad sighed and looked up into the sky. And now because of that, it seems that my own wife doesn't love me anymore. Oh, Venus, where have you run off to? I'm going to keep looking for your mother. If you happen to see her, can you tell her I've seen the error of my ways? You might want to change clothes, though, Dad. Like, you kind of stick out a little bit. Dad slowly walked away. His shoulders still slumped. He's gone. Chi? I looked at Chi, and he looked back, seeming just as confused as I was. But still, it sounds like Dad was reflecting on a lot of things thanks to Mom yelling at him. He even said he was acting stubborn because I was doing so well, and that my way of doing things wasn't all that bad. Something similar happened when I was at Loster's University. When I was a student, there was a bit of a rivalry between an older professor and one of the younger ones. It was a clash of opinion between one who valued the traditional approach to education and one who wanted to adapt new ways. Finally, the older professor recognized the younger one's hard work, and they managed to combine the best of both worlds. Oh, that's really cool! So it seems like gods and humans really aren't all that different in the end. But technically, I just achieved my goal thanks to his change of heart. I was supposed to get a promotion to prove him wrong, but now that he's a changed man, there's no point in getting promoted. So now that I have no reason to pursue a promotion, I'm left wondering what that means for my career. To be honest, I don't think I'm ready to go back to Celestia just yet. My job is really rewarding, way more than just shooting arrows down at people, frankly. I'd rather just keep on being the metaphorical Cupid of Cupid Corp, and on top of that, how are you gonna explain when you don't age to people? Feel free to come to my place anytime. I'm sure Kagura would be happy to see you again. Do I smell love? I don't really want to leave Ryuki. He's worked so hard, and I'm sure he's going to work even harder from now on. He's like the legendary Pegasus, constantly driving himself forward and forgetting to even take a rest. Just running along, ignoring the loneliness until one day he collapses in pain and never recovers. I feel like he needs someone to tell him it's okay to rest, someone to sit with him and help him relax. I don't want him to be alone, and I don't want to be alone. I don't want to leave. Besides, I should stick around at least until we find my mom, right? I said that quietly to Chi, and he nodded as if he understood exactly how I felt. Eventually, I collected myself and went home and got ready for work. Let's see. What's on the agenda for today? Oh, I wonder how Melanie and Owen's date went. Looking over my notes, I was prepared to work as hard as ever. My job was to interview new members, add them to our patented matchmaking system, and help lead them to a happy marriage. After a few hours, I got up and headed to the break room to get a drink. Whew! I made myself a cup of coffee and breathed a sigh of relief. Just then, I heard the sounds of footsteps approaching. Hello. Owen! Why do you look so sad? Oh, hey, Owen. Want some coffee? Oh, yes. Thank you. I grabbed another packet and hit the button to start brewing. Owen stood there silently, looking especially tired. So, what's up with you? Huh? What do you mean? Well, you just look really tired. I thought maybe work has been kicking your butt lately. Oh, no, work is the same as ever. I'm just having a bit of trouble in my personal life. Tell me what's going on. I'll help you. I looked around to make sure nobody was watching, then spoke in a hushed voice. Do you happen to know where I could get a nice outfit for myself? Ooh, I do actually. A nice outfit? Well, what's the occasion? Actually, I'm going on a date for the first time in... Oh, is this the date we set up with Melanie? Oh, that's right. His date with Melanie is this Thursday. I got laughed out of a matchmaking party once, and I've avoided dating pretty much. Oh, that's really sad. People are cruel sometimes. Even though he was whispering, he still blushed with embarrassment. Maybe looking at Melanie's profile got him interested again. Hey, look, man, if he was a dateable option, I would totally go for Owen, but he's not an option, so I can't. Or maybe he'd been interested ever since showing her around the building? Yeah, that could definitely be it. I didn't need the godly power of Cupid to tell that these two were a good match for each other. I know you run a fashion seminar the other day, so I was hoping you might have some good brand suggestions. Well, have you heard of this men's clothing label called Ryuki? Melanie already had a Ryuki outfit, so I thought that if you wore something from there, that would be a nice conversation starter. And besides, Ryuki's clothes are the height of cool that bring out the best in whoever wears them. Perfect for a first date. I think she's a little biased, but honestly, that's fine. Ryuki? Yep. There's a boutique on 7th Ave. I'll send you the directions later so you can drop in on your way home from work. Speaking of boutique, there was last episode, the word banquet came up. Not banquet, bouquet. The word bouquet came up. And I couldn't remember how to say it, so I said banquet because bouquet is not spelled phonetically, like, at all. So, that's fun. She's being a real homie and plugging the brand for her. Yeah. Oh, thank you. That would be a huge help. Maybe my, boyfriend will help him to get an outfit. Anyway, I have a meeting in a few minutes, so I better get going. Thanks again! You're welcome! Owen took his coffee and rushed off. He was clearly just as busy as ever. Owen and Melanie. They're both thoughtful and a little bit reserved. They seem like the perfect couple to me. So I need to do whatever I can to make sure they have a fantastic first date. I imagine them happily walking side by side as I headed back to my desk to see send Owen the map. Before I knew it, it was dinner time. I decided to take a quick break. After a moment, my phone started to ring. I looked down and saw it was Ryuki calling me. Hello? Yeah, so that Owen guy just came into the store. He's the one going on the date with Melanie, right? Oh, is he actually gonna help? Oh, Owen already stopped by. As Ryuki talked, I was secretly impressed that he had managed to remember not only Owen's name, but that he had a date. Okay, then I'll see what I can do to help him. Thanks. He's growing as a person, guys! I'm so happy! With that, he hung up. I smiled to myself, unable to contain my happiness. Ryuki had remembered Owen's name and even went out of his way to make it clear that he knew he was going on a date with Melanie. And I was proud of myself, too. In the past, I would have recommended the first popular brand that came to mind. But instead of just thinking about looks, I also took the wearer and the situation into consideration. Right, basically. Do we get to his perspective? Oh, it would have been so cool to see him helping Owen plan outfits. Eventually, the day of Owen and Melanie's date arrived. Can you feel the love tonight? It was my day off and I was just lounging around the house. I'm bored. I wish Clarice and I had the same days off, but her weekend was every Sunday and Monday, so she was at the office today. There was that movie that Clarice and I wanted to go see too. Thinking about it, I looked the movie show times up on my phone and gasped. Today's the last day in theaters. For the first time in forever, I decided to go see a movie by myself. I got up and headed out of the house. You should invite Ryuki. See if he wants to go to a movie with you. Ask him on a date. Popcorn, candy, snacks, drinks. As I walked into the lobby of the movie theater, I noticed a familiar face. Is it Ryuki? Huh? Ryuki? Well, so much for asking him on a date. He's already at the theater. He made a face of obvious surprise, then quickly forced himself to act calm. What? Oh! What? Today's my day off, so I decided to come see a movie. Oh, are you here to see the same one? No, I just wanted to... Quick, hide! Oh, is he observing Melanie and Owen on their date? Are Melanie and Owen here too? Look, it's probably not a good idea to stalk people, okay? It's a little weird. Sweet and thoughtful that you want to make sure their date goes well, but a little weird. Ryuki suddenly shoved me behind some nearby store shelves. I peeked over the top to see what was going on. In the distance I spotted Owen and Melanie. So, why don't we watch this one? I can't. Oh, goodness. Oh, okay. Sure. What? It's Owen and Melanie? I explained to Ryuki in a furious whisper. He just nodded as if he already knew exactly what was going on. He told me they were going to see a movie, so... You decided to come check it out to see how it went, I bet. So what, you decided to come watch them out of curiosity? Ryuki turned away, embarrassed. I just wanted to see how the clothes looked in a natural setting, and of course, I should have known it was about the clothes. And she's wearing my woman's line, so this is my first chance to see a couple wearing them both together. I mean, alternatively, Ryuki, I could just put on your clothes, and your woman's line of clothes, and you could put on a matching outfit, and we could go out together? They'd be like, yeah, lurky lurk. I see. What are you giggling at? Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that you must really love clothes. Of course, come on, let's follow them. I could use your help. And with what? What? Oh man, this feels like parents chaperoning their kids in secret. Ryuki guided me to the ticket counter. We brought our tickets, then went and sat down right behind them. That's a little bit obvious. You better be sure not to talk during the movie. They might notice you. Surprisingly, they had decided to watch the same movie I'd been planning to. They just sat there next to each other in complete silence. The atmosphere was awkward, to say the least. Sitting behind them were Ryuki and I did our best to be as small and silent as possible to keep them from noticing us. Or at least a couple rows back. Don't you think we should have sat a little further away? But then we wouldn't be able to hear what they're saying. Bro, like what? Okay, wait, time out. Like, if you're, like, interested in the clothes, why do you need to hear what they're saying? So, Owen, you look really nice in that suit. Just as Melanie nervously spoke to Owen, it seemed like she'd been trying to summon up the courage to say that. Next to me, Ryuki reacted specifically to the word suit. You think so? I'm glad your dress is also nice. Really? Yes, actually, it's very nice. In fact, it looks perfect on you. Okay, their awkwardness is so wholesome, like... So, that's so nice of you to say. I really love this dress. It makes me feel even more confident. You go, girl! I feel the same about my suit. I actually just brought it from a store called Ryuki. What? Wow! This is from Ryuki too? Wait, really? What a strange coincidence. I guess we must have the same taste in clothes. No, I'm just awesome. Yeah, sounds like it. Melanie smiled. The smile was modest, but obviously happy. Even as her advisor, I'd almost never seen her smile like that. This is all thanks to your clothes. Maybe. Keeping ourselves hidden, we exchanged quiet smiles. Oh no, it's definitely thanks to your clothes. Just then, the last trailer ended and the main feature started to roll. We sat back to enjoy the movie, but as it went on, Ryuki seemed more and more interested in the couple in front of us. I don't know why, but I find this especially funny. Oh, wow, that was really good. Yeah, he wasn't paying attention. Ryuki was still preoccupied with the couple. They were buying some pamphlets at a nearby kiosk. Ryuki and I hid in the shadows watching them. Melanie looked so happy, and Owen looked much more relaxed than usual. I knew they'd be a good match. I gave a silent prayer that they'd continue to move things forward. Just then, they turned and headed for the theater exit. Ryuki glanced at them, back at me, then back at them again. We're going- No! Ryuki, no! Oh, yes, I'm on board. Apparently, Ryuki had not finished his very detailed clothing observation. I mean, clearly, like, he's determined to make this couple match. I felt bad about spying on them, but the Cupid in me couldn't deny my interest. I giggled at myself as Ryuki and I went after them, and so the chase continued. I'm just waiting for them to get caught. The movie seems to had eased the tension of the first date, and things were moving along quite peacefully. They got ice cream from Honey Horse, which is really popular among Monster women. Then they looked at antique lamps together. Next up was a local bookstore, where they seemed to have a particularly good time, likely due to their shared interest in books. They each picked out several books to recommend to each other and discussed which ones each would buy. Browsing through a travel magazine, Melanie talked about all the places she'd been and all the places she'd like to go. I want to go to Japan. Ryuki and I managed to keep ourselves hidden as we continue to observe them. I have to say, I do like the way their outfits work with each other. The colors match well, and the silhouettes of it are nice. But I think Owen's suit might be a little too flashy, although that's the most subdued color we offer. But the balance, when combined with the dress, next time I'll have to think about how the clothes pair up from the beginning. Like the yoga clothes I told you, like they have to match, they have to like balance. He seems like he's really enjoying himself. Of course, Ryuki was always at his happiest when he was talking about clothes. Just then, the couple emerged from the store, newly brought books in hand. I moved back into the shadows to avoid being spotted. What should we do next? Would you like to go to a cafe? Dude, this game making me hungry. They need to stop. That would be nice. I think there's one this way. Oh, let me carry your things. Huh? Oh, thank you. Gentlemen, through and through. No, thanks necessary. A lady should never be forced to carry too much weight. Why isn't Owen romanceable? Like, damn! Dang, Owen, you really know how to take care of a girl. While I was standing there feeling impressed, a hand reached out next to me. Oh. Ryuki! I'm sorry. That is so wholesome and cute. I might be a little tired. Oh, I'm fine. It's really not that heavy. Just hand it over. Ryuki took the bag of movie pamphlets he brought for me. It was almost like he was competing with Owen. I mean, okay, look. I'm over here complimenting Owen, so, like, I can kind of understand. Well, thank you, sir. After all, it's what we were taught in the seminar, right? Oh, he's so wholesome! Seminar is... Okay, look. If anything, right now, I love this man. I don't know if he'll stay a favorite, but I love him right now. He mentioned the seminar the other day, too, and Owen was putting those same lessons into practice, so I guess it wasn't a total waste. Owen and Melanie started walking away, and we continued our pursuit. The man should walk next to the road. The man should always open the door. Owen was following her advice to the letter. Ryuki kept a close eye on Owen and copied everything he did. Oh. He's like a little chick. He took my bags, opened every door for me, and made sure to walk between me and the road. Here. Okay, this is really wholesome, though. As we went up a flight of stairs, he even held out his hand to me as he hit me with an unusual mature smile. Thank you. It started to get hard to tell whether we were following the new couple or whether we were on a date of our own. Both. It's both. Both. Gradually, instead of looking for Owen and Melanie, our eyes began to search for each other. But the day had begun with us pursuing those other two, so I couldn't stop to think about it now. I felt like if I asked to stop following them, that would bring an end to our time together for today. Come on, let's go. Okay. He'd offered his hand earlier, and we were still walking hand in hand. I wasn't sure when or if I should let go. I need to take a drink. Before I realized it, the sun had gone down and night had descended. We followed the couple at a safe distance as they strolled through Losberg Park. Just then, Owen glanced behind him and seemed to look right at us. We panicked and dived into a nearby bush. What's the matter? Oh, nothing. I was just thinking about how empty Losberg Park gets at night. Owen rubbed his head, slightly embarrassed, crouching there watching them. I looked over at Ryuki. I need a CG of this. Give me a picture, please. Listen, Ryuki, I think maybe we should get going. I tugged at his sleeve and he gave me a small nod. He's right there that there's nobody else here. It's so quiet. We definitely don't want them to notice us. I mean, I wouldn't want to ruin their date. I got a good sense of how the dress looks that night, so we can head back now. Okay. I honestly wasn't ready to leave yet, but I decided it would be best to call it a night. We both started to stand up when all of a sudden, Ryuki froze. I peeked through the bushes to see what he was looking at, then let out a quiet gasp because the two of them were kissing. Guys! The date was a success! And I get a CG! Oh yeah, let's go! Look, if there's anything that your girl is, I'm a romantic, and this is super sweet, okay? Whoa, we covered our mouths to make sure we didn't make too much noise. What were we supposed to do? I couldn't afford to make a sound or even move a muscle. I had to stay perfectly still so that I didn't ruin the moment. As we stood there, our shoulders suddenly touched. We looked at one another as if each of us had bumped the other. Scandalous, their shoulders touched. For some reason I couldn't explain, I suddenly felt embarrassed. What the? As Ryuki stared at me, his face slowly started to turn red. His mouth opened, then closed, opened and closed, again, as if he was struggling to say something. He seemed to be mouthing something like, I didn't, but no sound came out, so we just stood there frozen. Ryuki and I stood there together, watching a new couple make out. I'm not sure why, but it's very, very... Yeah, I can imagine how awkward that is. Like, bruh, like, probably not the best idea. My heart was pounding so loud that I was sure they could hear it. Seeing the two people kiss like that, I suddenly felt like... Y'all are gonna... Like, please don't kiss. No. Finally, Ryuki turned his head away from me. I nervously turned my head back as well. We both held our breath and became as still as statues. We stood like that until Owen and Melanie finally made their way out of the park. Eventually, they disappeared from view, and we could breathe again at last. Oh, we couldn't get found out! Oh, okay, we can finally get out of here. Oh, okay. But when I tried to stand up, my legs felt like they'd turned to rubber. I stumbled and started to fall, but Ryuki reached out and steadied me. Hey, are you okay? You're probably kneeling too long. Sorry, I guess my feet went numb. I looked back up, straight into Ryuki's face. Both of our eyes went wide. Y'all cannot kiss under these circumstances. It is not acceptable. Don't get swept away in the romance. We were so close. His face, his lips were directly in front of me. The kiss we both just witnessed flashed through my mind. Ryuki's hand supporting me felt suddenly hot. I started to get lightheaded. I couldn't move. All day, we've been following Owen and Melanie on our date, and we basically had an imitation date of our own. No, like, don't make this your first kiss. That would just be awkward. His lips parted slightly, his hands, the hands of a man, moved further up my arms. Yeah, bro, you don't have to copy everything Owen did. No. With him so close, my hands felt like it was on fire. My head felt like it was on fire. I forgot to breathe. I was so nervous, I had no idea what to do, so I just squeezed my eyes shut. And then, out of nowhere, I felt something pinch my thigh. Ow, what the? I should have been Ryuki trying to hide his embarrassment. He released his steady grip on me and averted his old, calm, slightly condescending. Okay, that was like chef's kiss. Perfect in character. I love it. When your feet go numb, you can pinch other places to wake them. When I was younger, I would sit on the floor and listen to my grandmother's lectures. If my feet went numb, I pinched my thighs. I mean, that's not very romantic or very nice, but it's funny. Oh, I see. I pinched my thigh again, just like you said. I can feel the numbness from before fading a bit. That's because, like, when you kneel too long, blood, like, in certain positions, the blood flow gets cut off. I would think pinching your thigh wouldn't help. You would want to pinch the area where there wasn't blood flow to get blood flow working again, but hey, what do I know? Better? Yeah, I think so. Good, then we should go. Without warning, Ryuki started to walk ahead of me. As I followed him, I took a quick glance behind me at where Owen and Melanie had been standing. There was obviously nothing there, but their kiss burned so brightly in my memory that I could feel my ears getting hot again. I can't. Oh boy. After leaving her at the subway station, I walked back to my house alone. What's going on? Back at the subway, my cheeks were so hot that I couldn't even look at her as she left. I couldn't form a proper sentence, which I'm sure made me look even more suspicious. I wanted to tell her that I wasn't embarrassed, but I couldn't even get that out. All because I saw those two kiss. Thinking about it, I could feel my face getting hot again. That was the first time I'd ever seen someone kiss in real life. I had no idea how to react. I tried acting normal, but I couldn't. I felt ashamed and confused. Okay, look. As someone who has seen people kiss in real life, if it's not just a quick peck, if it's like making out like Owen and Melanie did, it's awkward. It's awkward. I don't think there's any normal way to react to that besides looking away awkwardly and maybe scratching your head or like clearing your throat. Yeah. Unless it's at a wedding, that's different. Because like when you say kiss the bride, sometimes that happens. But even still, probably not a good idea to like have a full-on make-out session at your wedding. Time and place, y'all. Time and place. So I just looked at her, but then her face turned red too, which made me feel even more awkward. But if she was blushing, does that mean it was the first time for her too? I think it was... maybe? I don't actually know. I wonder if she never actually kissed anyone herself. I was surprised to find that I was relieved that... Oh yeah, she hasn't kissed anyone before. Huh? Why does that make me feel relieved? I don't care if she's kissed before. But no, I realized that I didn't like the thought of her kissing someone else at all. Huh? My heart was pounding, my pulse was quickening, my face was hot, and I was breathing faster. Her smile, her delicate hands in mine, even her face she made eating that cake, it all came flooding back at once. What's happening to me? I don't like this. L is for the way you look at her. It was like the two of us had actually been on a date all day today. But that's impossible. Mara, come on, has she not leveled up yet? But I can't deny that I had fun. Which must be why I nearly kissed her. Instead, you pinched her thigh. I mean, which, honestly, I'm fine with. I wouldn't have recommended kissing her under the circumstances. Part of me wants to say that I was just thinking about imitating Owen. But either way, I was completely ready to kiss her. I've never wanted to do that before. What the heck is going on? You're falling in love. I had no clue. Embarrassment and confused. I just started running. I had to calm down. If I could just get home, see Kagura, read the 10 Kaizen commandments again, then everything would be back to normal. This strange feeling was just temporary. I was just having a moment of confusion. Sure, that was the case. I kept running down the moonlit street. Okay, running probably isn't gonna calm you down. I guess it could potentially help, but it also might cause your heart to pound more in sense of like adrenaline because of working out. But anyways, as always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And remember to eat some food, get some sleep, and drink some water because you are important. So is your health. I will catch you in the next episode. Bye bye.